What up, world? Welcome back. I am Duwayne Langham, Masculinity Architect. This is the Ave, Yolo Ave, the road least traveled, and you have just tuned in for another leap year challenge. 365 days tracking my life, getting a quantum leap in results and breakthroughs. Today is Wednesday, April 23rd, day 134 out of 365. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Today's message: your stress response can be your blessed response. Stay with me. This one's a bit out in the ether. I'm going to start by talking about the power of prayer. Again, not religious, spiritual. But I want you to understand, I'm not one to believe in pray for the things that you want. Pray for life to get better. Pray for all your problems to go away. I don't believe God answers those prayers. Whatever you believe in, source, the universe, God, doesn't matter. What I believe is that what we pray for, life, God, the universe, will give us the tests, the challenges that will instill the character. I believe that we are perfectly whole and complete children of God, in the image of God, all the words that are out there in gospel. And I believe that the gap between what we want and what we have or where we are is who we are, or should I say who we are not, in that gap. And whenever we give a prayer, whenever we make a declaration for what we have a goal or a dream for, what we aspire to, everything but that has to come up and be dealt with. Want to make a lot of money? Well, you got to have some value. You're going to have to build value in yourself. Want to be able to deal with those people you can't stand? You're going to need to build patience, tolerance, understanding, communication, to be able to be heard, to be able to give grace and kindness and shift the behavior. The things that we want to complain about, make wrong. So I say all that to say, your stress response, your response to stress. Said another way, right? And I don't mean just a stressful life, by all means. I'm not one of those grinded out individuals. My work is in divine energy, divine masculine and feminine. And inside of that divine feminine, how things feel is important. Emotional intelligence is important. Self-care, self-maintenance, all of it is important. Balance, well-being. However, your response to stress is a direct indicator to the velocity. Velocity is power exerted into literal. How quickly you can take a thought, manifest it into fruition in time. That is with velocity. That is being powerful. You will only be as powerful as the stress that you can handle. Entrepreneurs, people who are in demand, people who are valuable, are problem solvers. Life, humanity, we're here to solve the problems of life. It's a call out to our leadership, the things that we don't want. No one else is coming. There is no Calvary. Be the change that you want to see in the world. I remember as a child feeling so small, so individual, so hopeless. How do you make a difference in a world so bad? It starts with just one, a cause, a purpose, anything. And I see in my maturity to understand that, but I digress. Coming back to your story, your journey, stress is a stimulus. A healthy stress requires you to get up every day to go earn, requires you to communicate with friends, family, people to make your life work, requires you a stressor. You are under the pressure to perform. And your response to stress, if it takes you out, if it overwhelms you, if it frustrates you, bothers you, takes you away from your peace, your joy, if you can't function, and again, I'm not talking about unhealthy stress. And what I am talking about, oftentimes, our happiest times are our most productive times. And I don't mean just working, grinding. Again, what I mean is up to something, passionate about something, engaged with life. Life is for the living. And so when I say your blessed response, because if you can take a positive attitude, if you can have appreciation and gratitude in the stressful times, what they say, do something with a little and you'll know how to do with a lot. That's how the universe works. That's why a lot of times in that gap, you can't get the things that you want over here because you're not ready for it. You would crumble under it. It's not just the thing, it's what comes with the thing. How do people see you? How do people treat you? What are the dangers? What are the benefits? What are you not ready to handle? If you can't handle $5, how are you going to handle 500,000, 5 million, et cetera, right? So I invite you to consider for yourself, how do you take on stress? Do you see things as a problem, as a challenge? Now don't get me wrong, everyone by default, humanity wants the easy button. You want to just flip through the catalog of life, pick exactly what you want, your ideals, give it to me, great. Which for everybody is going to be what? Do nothing, have everything, and that's the rest of my life. Freedom to do whatever I want. However, if you don't have the capacity, if you haven't learned literally the ecosystem of it, having to give in order to receive, like all of it, so many layers of things. But truly, it all comes down to stress. If you're going to be successful in a career path, as an entrepreneur, as a parent, as a lover, as a partner, husband or wife, whatever, human being, you're going to take on some stress. You're going to encounter some stress. And your response to stress is going to be equal or corresponding level of blessings that you receive. Because when you have that appreciation, gratitude, when you have nothing, when times are hard, when it's not pretty, that's faith. That's an internal vibration that resonates and attracts and manifests and brings you the life that you want, because it's the only thing that aligns with your energy. When the stress is too much, when the stress is complaints, when the hard work is begrudgingly done, that's what you're going to get back. What you give out is what you give back. And the world, universe, God will never give you what you're not ready for. So if the stress, the pressure of where you want to go, you can't handle, you'll never reach it. There's depths of the ocean we can't reach because of the pressure going the other direction, right? It's an atmosphere we're not designed to be in. We're not needed to be there. Same thing up at the sky, where eagles soar versus pigeons down on the stoop. You can't even get to that level. Like, oh, it must be nice flying that high. You don't have the wingspan. You don't have the lungs. You can't handle the light air pressure. And it's the same thing, no different for us. So keep in mind, next time you find yourself under stress, under pressure, how do you respond to that? Because that is the velocity, that is the power that you will yield to get you to the other side for your blessings, for your goals, for your dreams. That's it. That one's on the house. I'm going to be right here, wishing you the best and only success. Being the best version of myself. One could say beyond empowered. Question is, who are you going to be? Peace.